Hello everyone, welcome back to the ESL Vainglory Cup Series. I'm Jason Kaplan, joined by Dot and John, and now we're getting underway with our final here of Cut number 4. It's going to be an interesting game. Red Team 1 up against Team HC, and again, Team HC have surprised us today with an interesting composition yet again.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting if they're going to change a winning team with Glaive, Cruel, and Jewel. So I told them to get it going. We're already in the picking fest. We don't want you guys to wait up.
Okay, I'm gonna hop straight in there then.
Yeah, let's do that. Looks like, yeah, HC insta-locking the same roles. Jewel, same player. Cruel, same player. And Glaive as well. On the other side, we have already Jetpacks. ADC and Red Wolf locked in as well. We do see a Koshka and Cruel on Jetpacks. As we mentioned, that got banned away from him actually in the match before versus Feedspellen. So we'll see. He's probably going for the same thing. We are probably going to see Red Wolf laning versus Best Celeste EU, probably both picking up a book, and Cruel is probably rushing Shiver Steel. And yeah, there's the book on Red Wolf, the book on Best Celeste EU. We have interesting fact, he started off with a Spectral Smite Jetpacks, has a Swifty Shooter, and then 80-0.
I think he's looking for a skirmish then.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have a stun out of 80-0 to lock them down, and then that Spectral Smite can get stacked up relatively quickly, but...
Interesting though, Red Wolf went not for the Pouncy Fun. He started with his B-skill, which is Treating Death, and it looks not like an early engage, both teams just going for the first jungle camp and then rotating.
I can kind of understand the B, or the swirl, just because you can push lane a little bit quicker, and I mean, we all know how hard it is to last hit under these turrets, so you force it under as quick as you can, and then Best Celeste does have the, I believe it's the B ability to help wave clear as well, but attacking from the back, smart play by Red Wolf there, and if you guys are not too familiar with Jewel, she has more armor when you attack from the front, and she's a lot squishier, especially in this latest patch from the backside, so already down to half HP, that's a good start.
I like that actually, that Jewel has that weak spot. Basically, it's quite, not a lot of players can pull it off to really try to attack from that side, but especially Red Wolf on a Koshka, who's really fast if he's once a bit stacked up on his heroic perk using his abilities. As you can see, he's a bit faster than, and actually he's a highly aggressive player, so we might see some Pouncy Fans into the back of Best Celeste
Oh, Jetpacks though. Is he getting caught out? No, he's actually just trying to steal away some camps, and they do, in fact, lock it down, I believe. And Shizzle on Palmatoro forced to go back from this, but a little bit of damage being traded in there. And Jetpacks isn't done just yet. Palmatoro, he's got to be careful. He's taking a hefty amount of damage.
Ooh, what is happening in the lane, though? Looked for a second like Red Wolf was going ham, but man, Shizzle needs to come already into lane. He needs to at least, well, he's not showing himself, but support mentally Best Celeste EU, since Red Wolf is farming quite good and getting actually a lot of harassment onto Best Celeste EU already. He's pinging right now, can't see Red Wolf. Be sure about that. That's always a good thing actually, to use that question mark as in like in ping and oh, my enemy on lane. He's not here. Be careful, especially Red Wolf. Really fast on Koshka.
I have to ask, have you seen the new Jewel skin?
Oh,
the Killer Jewel?
9,000.
Yep.
Killer Jewel 9,000. Ooh, looks dope.
I know what you're going to be doing when you get home. Just plain Jewel. I mean, we've seen her so many times today. We've seen her build as crystal power, as weapon power.
Oh yeah.
And she's been pretty damn effective in both.
Yeah, I like that she's getting more attention in the fold at the moment, that there are more players actually in competitive choosing to play her. Oh, nicely timed Pouncing Fun onto the Scout Trap. Very well played by Red Wolf. Shizzle and Palmataro both up in lane and trying to pick up Red Wolf here. There's the Deadman's Rush coming in. Is there a nice rocket leap?
That's miscommunication,
Yeah,
hands
Palmataro
down.
did not expect that.
Yeah, and you know, you talked about Palmataro and how effective he was in his games earlier when they played against Collab, and his...
Collab was quite good. It was the match versus Red 2.
Yeah. Oh, it was Red 2?
Yeah.
No, it was a collab one that you were pointing out, like his awesome awesome A abilities, but he hasn't done a single one just yet. Hasn't really landed any stuns, hasn't been able to get in, and you kind of have to wonder, that's what Glaive's really for, to be able to charge through and do that, and yet they aren't able to work around this comp just for now. But 80-0 getting caught out, a trap perfectly well placed, but he does fall. That's the first kill going over to Team HC. Jetpack's trying to kite The spite's being thrown by both Cruels, and that will be Shizzle going down just a few seconds. Red Wolf, though, he still has a lot of damage to give. Palmatoro on a sliver of HP. They're switching to him, and now Best Celeste trying to run away. Even the OK is being put in there, and he should fall. There's the ace coming in.
It's actually an ace buff.
Wow. And in 4 minutes' time, the only time we've ever seen that was when Collab was playing, and it's absolutely wrecked teams back and forth. I can't remember the team they were playing against off my head, but it turned into Collab losing their first turret because of how many aces happened without them even going to lane once.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. So it looks like at the moment that Jetpacks is once again going for the Shiver Steel, even while you can't see it quite yet. Yeah, it looks like it, since he is on an O-card yet as well, and you can build a Shiver Steel out of that. We'll see. He's also on a light armor with this granting him a bit shield, a bit armor as well. So looking maybe for well, we'll see. Metal jacket. Maybe, but I don't really see a metal jacket. Maybe because Best Celeste EU, we saw him actually going for a heavy weapon as well. Let's just continue that later, since there is a team fight happening right now on screen, actually. A couple of stacks onto Red Wolf. He tries to escape then, and Shizzleman really don't want to follow up. Deadman's Rush onto Jetpacks. Jetpacks getting quite low. Spectral Smite is not doing the job, and there is a nice Rocket Leap, actually, pulling Team Red out of their Jetpacks. That's a bad spot, running out there.
Do you find it interesting that Red Wolf's actually building like full tank when he's been in the lane? We've seen a lot of players put their heroes as a big damage dealer when they ever go in the lane because they get so much extra gold income, but he's going straight tank with it so far.
Yeah, he's going tankier than before. He did actually went only for a book until minute 10 in the game. We saw him before laning with Koshka as well, but he ended up buying an Aftershock, if I'm not totally wrong. Right now it looks like he as well is on an light armor, and that's probably due to Best Celeste EU, because we saw how much damage out of that Thunderstrike is coming if it's turned on once. And Red Wolf again going ham. I don't know, blocked that poke though, that knockback there. Best Celeste EU gets in nice damage by Red Wolf through this ultimate. Palmotaro is going probably down. No, so close. Pouncy Fun should close the deal, but there's not enough energy.
He almost has it in just a second. There it is.
Yeah.
So they do get another kill. 4-1. Red team won. And they do have an 800 gold lead. Not as big as I thought that we'd have at this point in the game, but definitely a strong start for them. And you're shaking your head. What's going on?
Oh, no, I just checked something over there, so not quite shaking the head before, a bit because of someone doing something I don't quite understand. I mean, I'm curious though what Shizzleman is building this time. It looks like that he's also going for a Shiver Steel.
Whenever I see people stutter step like we just saw Jetpacks, I feel like half the time they're actually messing it up.
Stutter stepping?
Yeah. Because you just saw it there, like he did 3 or 4 attacks, but only one of them like actually hit.
Yeah, he cancelled those because he cancelled his animation way too early. It's not really possible anymore to stutter step. I don't know if you ever played during the time where stutter stepping was really legit happening, that you could actually attack faster during stutter stepping. At this time in the game, stutter stepping is only for moving and attacking, which would be kiting basically. There's a nice pickup of the gold miner actually. Team Red is able to get it. There's a afterburn coming in. Yummy Kidnap Frenzy and getting stunned out of that. Red Wolf out of a nice rocket leap, but Shizzleman is going down to the hands of not quite. There we go. Catherine 80. Another kill for Team Red, and this one goes to the bank of Jetpacks, getting his first blood, first kill in this match. It's not on a Shiver Steel yet. It's odd because we saw him actually finishing that Shiver Steel so fast, and we do have actually Shizzleman is finishing his Shiver Steel after he just died, and is on a 0-2-0 losing streak, or dying streak if you want to call it that way. It's interesting though. I do have the feeling that Jetpacks was really the first Cruel I ever saw going for that Shiver Steel, and now there are so many Cruels actually going for that Shiver Steel. And I don't quite think that HG Shizzleman did that in the other comps when they played Jewel, Cruel, and Glaive. Feels like the first time for him.
Okay. Well, we've seen how well it works out. It's the fact that you can keep someone slowed, you can stay next to him and get those extra auto attacks off. Not to mention it helps out with Best Celeste laning abilities and Palmatore to get in there if he does need to. But again, a little bit more of a calm before the storm. 8.5 minutes in. Red Team 1 still sitting here with the lead. Actually quite a significant lead now, about 2.3 thousand. And Red Wolf still finally picks up, I think it was a crystal bit, and working up towards a little bit of damage. Maybe up towards the Aftershock.
Yeah, and he ended up he ended up buying an Atlas of Pauldron as well, an Atlas of Pauldron already on jetpacks. So both probably doing that. Yeah, well, they are doing that because of the Solar Blade already finished on Best Celeste EU. But it feels like quite comfortable for Team Red at the moment. It's the first time we see them actually that good, dominating. To be honest, I expected that happening already in the first couple of cups. But somehow they get their game together now. They are, if I'm not wrong, placed fifth. I'm not quite sure, fifth or fourth.
In Cup 1, they placed...
No, in general.
Oh, in general.
In general. So still under the top 8. And as you guys know, the top 8 are going to play in the finals. In the Cup finals, basically.
Yeah, that all happens on June 12th.
Yeah, big prizes.
Indeed. And we've already seen, you know, some teams who did do as well early on in the Cup season, starting to perform better and better. Red Team 1 and Team 2 had a strong start, but then they kind of fell out in Cup 2 and 3, not performing as well as they liked. Didn't even place top 4. There, Red Wolf might get caught out. Stun's gonna be coming left, right, and center, but nice stun comes in for Jetpacks to stop Palmatoro from doing any more damage. And that will keep Red Wolf alive. That tanky build is working out well for them. They're looking for the turn, and Shizzle, my Nizzle, he might fall for this one. Red Wolf will survive the big red button. And Palmatoro, he most certainly will escape this with just that sliver of HP left. And Red Wolf has to be careful. Just trying to heal with that Book of Eulogies.
That's one Thunderstrike.
Actually, he got rid of the book.
Oh yeah, he did.
Okay.
Oh, nice Rocket Leap. Not quite connecting. If he would have actually stunned Red Wolf there, I think Best Celeste EU has enough damage to kill him. One Thunderstrike, and he's basically history. I don't know if he wants to. Oh yeah, wonderful. I love those boots. Out of the bushes, into the backport, behind the tower. Jetpacks, Red Wolf just felt way too secure and getting picked.
Probably looking in the shop too.
Yeah.
You can't let those little things slip by, and that might cost him the gold minus 80-0. And Jetpack's going to have to try to defend against this. Palmatoro to get the stun and knock him away. Jetpack sees to get there to get his smite stacks up. Oh, he just saw them smite being used, but he's not going to try to contest to help out.
Well, they can't really do anything about them doing damage to the gold miner, and 2 versus 3, rather just let them pick up the gold miner and not die. So probably a smart decision to Deadman's Rush out of there. Shadow Empower Me, that's what his heroic perk is called, which is giving him movement speed and attack speed. Oh, he has actually his Shiver Steel. Not bought yet. Interesting. He's instead going for an Atlas of Pauldron, as I mentioned already a couple of minutes ago. We do have a soon-to-be fountain on 80-0. It's a live spring at the moment, but it's going to be a fountain, and probably he has 660 gold, so it's not too far away. For him, Red Wolf plays, as we know, quite aggressive in the lane at the moment. Best Celeste EU did pick him up once. Jetpacks is coming in. Rocket Leap out of there. Nothing he can do. Looks like actually a fight in the lane, a 3v3 fight in the lane. That's not too often happening in Vainglory lately.
No, I think Red Team 1 are trying to look towards the future. Like, when can we hit this gold mine again? They want to wait till, obviously they're about to hit that 15-minute mark. Force out a big fight that they hopefully can win and take it and kind of get a nice big snowball. And Shizzle, he'll be sped up by the flare. He'll back away from this.
Important flare gun, though. If Red Wolf would have ran into that versus 3 members, Rocket Leap, maybe a health hurt out of Shizzle Manizzle, could have been an easy pick, and getting Koshka out of there with an Aftershock, so wind up buying damage in the end, or burst damage out of the Aftershock, which is scaling on the basic health on the enemies. So there's Jetpacks going in actually onto Palmaro, standing. Actually, Best Celeste EU gets as well a Yummy Catnip Frenzy on top. Can't move quite nicely, but there's a nice Rocket Leap after she gets stunned. The big red button into Red Wolf and 80-0. 80-0 is going down, and as well is Best Celeste EU. Red Wolf is now quite low. We have Jetpacks stacking a couple of stacks onto Shizzle Manizzle. His head is glowing, is going down, gets Spectral Smiter, and if that is going to be an ace, that's going to be gold mine and at least 1 tower. Well, yeah, I believe so at least.
Well, they do have a decent amount of time to do this. I'm going to let Jetpacks just go back to finish off the gold mine as Red Wolf goes back towards the lane to push this one out. And like I said, I think that turret will be falling, and that will secure a much bigger lead for Red Team 1. Celeste, they'll return back to lane, but not sure much he can do about this turret.
Yeah, boots are there, but he should be fine destroying the tower, getting the gold miner as well. So a worthy teamfight there. picking up a lot of objective afterwards, and actually a bit of jungle farm as well. You just mentioned that a couple minutes ago. He just cancelled a bunch of his auto attacks again due to stepping or stutter stepping.
Well, that's a 3,000 gold. Oh, actually, not anymore. It was a 3,000 gold lead. But still getting really close. I mean, even though it says 10-3 in kills, I think this is probably one of the closest games we've had today, since most of them have been pretty one-sided stomps.
Well, we had one really close match.
And that came down to like one turret and nice little turnaround.
Yeah. That was hilarious, actually. I loved that double jewels, one crystal jewel and one weapon, and if crystal jewel is not hitting her big red button, it's basically not useless. Still has the rocket leap for stunning, but man, especially like big red button on a crystal Celeste combined with an Koshka on an aftershock and doing her yummy catnip frenzy.
Yeah, you don't move really that easily there. And then we saw once the ultimate had a Koshka, just an instant big red button across it to finish him off. But here we go, 15 minutes. Looks like Omai won't be contested, and we will see the Kraken finally show her ugly face in the finals.
It's a beauty.
I mean, I just have different tastes, I guess, in women than you.
There she is, hopping into the folds. Well, Red is not picking it up quite yet. Cruel is pinging it, though. He wants to do it. Jetpack is hungry. He wants to steal that beautiful goal. So.
He wants to steal it. I'm waiting to see Jetpacks actually. Like, I've seen Cruel so many times lately just solo the Kraken.
Oh, all in the favorite jungle of who was it again? Who was sitting in the jungle all the time? And that bush, particular bush. Don't recall the name right now, but I don't know if they know that Red is sitting there. Ooh, Chiselmanizel is trying to check it and it's getting bursted down basically. Yummy Catnip Frenzy even left for Palmatoro, and if he's going down, that is Kraken, and that is
there's still a big red button to worry about. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Even the 80s are just trying to force him back, though, and he's not going to be able to get in range from this.
Yeah, they know about that. They know about that big red button. I mean, for sure they know. So that's a sure Kraken, and that's a lane it's going to push since they also picked up Minion Miner. And so they have the backup of the Minion Miner. They have the backup of the beautiful blue woman pushing turrets as well. And we'll see how many turrets they will pick up in the end.
Just thinking of so many things that I could say that would probably end up getting me fired. I'm just not going to even bother thinking about it. But here we go. The Kraken's slowly pushing through. I don't know how much this Kraken's actually going to give Red Team 1 because it's already fallen relatively quickly. They're going to be a little bit scared to dive under this turret. And this one might fall, but I don't think the Kraken's going to survive a second.
It depends if they're going to... Well, big red button is now on cooldown, and there is a lot of damage onto Red Wolf. Yeah, I agree. All
right, so that's actually a gold increase for Team HC.
You see her best Celeste, you see that her Thunderstrike is on right now. 603 crits. Again, going for the build. 80 can't survive that. Again, going for a double Trine's Monocle. A Zero Blade. It's basically the same build she did in the last 2 matches.
If it ain't broke, why fix it? That's the same, and it's proven to be true. And you can see how much damage doing to that turret. It's 539. And nice block of the stun by Palmatoro coming in, and it will allow Celeste to actually secure the turret. Even nice little cheeky smiley face comes out of him.
Yeah, I like those sacrifices.
You know he's saying that was totally intentional, but that clearly was not intentional.
Do you think so?
I don't think that was intentional at all. To predict the stun coming in.
He probably predicted that he wanted to box him out of the animation of the From Hell's Hurt, but I mean that's perfectly actually, because he knows that he has not the damage to follow up and get the tower down, so he needs to secure Best Celeste in that moment, so he can actually pull another Thunderstrike and securing the tower. And I mean it's a beautiful move, but who knows? If we would have asked him now, he probably
He'll totally say I did it on purpose.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
I would say I did it on purpose.
So we'll see. Nothing is locked down. You guys saw how fast they melted Kraken, and all 6 members in the Kraken pit. The swords are glowing on Cruel and Celeste. Let's see who's going to start this. I would love to know who is pinging that explanation mark there. like who wants
I think
to
it's
fight and
just
who's
in general the server's like danger.
danger.
It's letting us know that danger is a fight coming.
Ooh, Yummy Cannon Frenzy onto a Rocket Leap. Red Wolf is a bit out of... Oh, that is such a nice from hell turret. There's a big red button onto Red Wolf as well. Best Celestial stunt is going down here to Jetpacks. Not quite yet. Red Wolf slow as well. There's actually...
How is he still alive?
Still alive. I don't get that. I mean, I thought Jetpacks is going to Speckle Smite him down. Jetpacks is somehow not be able to get Chisel Manizzle as well. He's getting down to a nice... I believe it was the ult... no, it was not the ult. It was Bloodsong from Palmatoro. And somehow they managed to get 2 kills on Team Red, coming back. And it's also due to that Best Celestial lived through that attack from Jetpacks.
I think there was even some slows coming in from the Shiver Steel to Shizzle to keep Jetpacks away from him. And we pointed out earlier, Jetpacks doesn't have one himself, so he can't stick up or stick next to Celestin. I counted him dead, you know, a long time ago in that fight. But either way, 6-12 goal difference is actually in favor of Team HC, and they're starting to turn this game back on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Well, I do have the feeling that HC is going to pick up the next Kraken. And if so, is Jetpacks AD0 and Red Wolf, are they able to burst it down as quickly as HC did it? And
I think so.
I mean, right
actually,
now
I don't know. Best Celeste is like full damage.
Yeah, agreed. And Jetpacks needs to stack first. So this is clearly a ping by Team HC. They know that Red needs to stay close to the Kraken pit because it's a danger that they could pick it up. There's Palmatoro going a bit deep into Jetpacks, unveiling his vision and going on to Best Celeste EU. Of course, that's the target. Rocket leaving just once up and down and stunning the whole team.
Who pulled the Kraken though? Who's the Kraken hitting?
Looks like Jetpacks is the target of the Kraken. No, it's actually Chisel Manizzle. Chisel Manizzle might go down to Kraken. It's actually Jetpacks getting the kill on to Chisel Manizzle. Now it's another Kraken. Seems to be a Kraken, a safe Kraken for Team Red. And yeah, with 1 minion miner and 2 members of Team HC down, this might be more than 1 tower.
It could be. It very well could be. You see how long those death timers are for Team HC. You see on the side of Red Team 1, they have the buff now from the Kraken.
And for sure, they're not waiting until the Kraken is connected.
Oh, of course. Well, at least get 1 turret off of this. Will they get much more? Palmatoro kind of, I want to say, baited his team in that a little bit. Checking that bush and running straight back into the team. There they go. They're running straight for the turret, actually, with 8 seconds left on Shizzle. They're going to get 1. I don't know if they're going to go for the second. This is going to be a little bit dangerous, though.
Big red button is up.
It is. It's not going to connect too well, and they're starting to back away from this one. But the Kraken's still here. That should be 1 turret gone. As long as they're here to cause a little bit of a nuisance, the Kraken should finish off that turret. And are they going to stick around, or are they going to back away? And that's a big ultimate now down. I feel like they should just be here to help guide the Kraken in. Like, that turret's already a sliver of HP. Actually, is the turret going to fall anyways?
Let's check that. I just checked that Team Red is actually going back to base. I can't see that. No.
They could have. That would have been like a guaranteed turret.
Yeah.
They would have finished off with if they just stuck with the Kraken. They got 300 gold compared to 500 from that.
But now Jetpacks picked up 200 gold as well. In terms of gold, we are quite close together again. It's 1 tower. Well, barely 1 tower left for Team HC. So. Well, it's still quite open, to be honest, because it's just 1 ace for either team, and with that damage on Best Celestial, he can burst down towers so fast. We saw that 600, 500 crits into the turrets. We'll see about that. It's basically everything is still open. Also that we have 3 towers on the one side of Team Red and only 1 blue tower left on Team HC.
Well, I think we're back to a little bit of a waiting game, but then again, Team HC is out of position. They could just zerg down this base. So that's being forced to back. Actually, the whole team going back. And they've pulled them out of the jungle. Instead of, you know, face checking these bushes, they're like, all right, well, we'll just run straight into your base. This is going to force you to back away so we can guarantee see where you are. And again, this turret already so low on HP. The mini wave will be cleaned up relatively quickly.
It's basically 1 Pouncy Fun and deterring death by Red Wolf. But, I mean, you don't want to sacrifice yourself for just 1 tower. They really need to pick someone off if they want to push it through. So if Red Wolf jumps in, gets stunned, rocket leaps, whatever, and he's dying in the end, he has probably a cooldown or a death timer of nearly a minute. And that's way too dangerous for just 1 tower, which you could easily pick up after a team fight.
Well, Jetpacks will be able to get away from that stun for Palmatoro. Flare is a very crucial part of this game. I feel like Palmatoro needs to buy some,
Best
but it doesn't matter. The fight's breaking out. Bexcel's going to get a two-man stun, and look at the damage! That was 1B off of him, and he almost instantly kills all of them. Red Bull trying to escape. Your mouth is wide open because you can't believe it, and that will be 2 kills. Will the third one come in 80s? They're the last man alive. Will we see the ace? Can he catch back up to him?
He needs to survive.
He needs to, but I think he's going to be able to. The charge is going to be back up from Palmatoro. They're going to get a round in front of him.
He's just playing with the time right now, basically. That's all what he's doing there. Man, literally, my mouth was open like, what? That damage out of... I mean, clearly, that was a Thunderstrike, which was turned on. And...
That's not the only thing turned on after that fight. I can tell you that. You know what I mean? Anyways, they're going back for the turrets, and I'm not sure they're going to have any time to come back from this. Team HC are going to secure themselves their first win in Cup number 4 as they do beat out on Team Red 1.
Okay, that is, to be honest, there's going to be a lot of Jewel players which are copying that build.
I mean,
GG. Wonderful, wonderful game.
It was fantastic, and it secures them their victory. And we'll take a quick look in just a few seconds about the road to get here, but I mean, that damage was ridiculous.
Yes.
And I mean, how do you fight against that?
They had triple fountain, they had double crucible, they had 2 Atlas of Pauldrons, a lot of defensive items, but they could not do nothing against the best LSU getting actually 2, or actually it was 1 Thunderstrike into the whole team of Red. Melting health bars. Well,
we had Team HC take down Jobro, Red Team 2, Collab, and Red Team 1. That is not an easy route to the finals, let alone winning the whole thing. That was stupendous out of them, and it means we... Oh, wrong button. That means we do have another winner. As Collab have been able to take down 2, we had Unknown take down 1, and now Team HC to get 1 for themselves. You have to wonder, where Unknown was throughout the entire day. Maybe they just didn't feel like signing up today. Maybe they couldn't field the players.
Yeah, tweet that at us, actually. That would be super interesting.
It would be good to know, because, points do matter. You don't want to go up against, potentially Collab in your first game of the day into the grand finals. But all in all,
I mean, especially if you did such a good job in the first 3 cups.
Yeah, very true. And
why throw that?
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll find out on Wednesday when we do come back and kick off the ESL Vainglory Cup Series. Don John, anything you have less to say before we do head off today?
As always, a pleasure casting with you, Jason.
Yeah, always good times. And all my buttons are hit correctly, so that means we can sign off. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Make sure to be here Wednesday at 7 p.m. CEST or 1900, or that is 10 o'clock over in West Coast PST. There we go. The tournament will be starting at 6 p.m., but the broadcast will be starting at 7. Hope you guys have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday.